Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be going to the camp of Wofa Opoku Dankwa. He is the executive director of Free the Mind movement. And Wofa Opoku Dankwa, he is one of the Hebrew Israelites we have in Ghana. Recently, he did a teaching on jobs that will be taken over by AI technology, in which he mentioned some job that will be extinct by some few years to come. Without wasting much time, let's get into the video.
The presentation, the ending on the can say, a heifer, ne heifer, ena enipa be lose womu enyuma, ena bi twatwo. Ntabe ne ba be fiase na yahwe edo.
Automation will soon eliminate millions upon millions of jobs. And while new jobs will certainly be created, it is unclear whether people will be able to learn the necessary new skills fast enough. Suppose you are a 50-year-old truck driver and you just lost your job to a self-driving vehicle. Now, there are new jobs in designing software or in teaching yoga to engineers. But how does a 50-year-old truck driver reinvent himself or herself as a software engineer or as a yoga teacher?
And senior Yuval Harari Ekano, automation will soon eliminate millions upon millions of jobs. And your first picture.
Okay. Your first picture of robot automation will take 800 million jobs by 2030 report. 29th November 2017 BBC News Navigation.
Into 800 million jobs. Next picture now. Daily Graphic, 20th March 2018. Africa at risk. Robots to take over factory jobs. Next picture.
Daily Graphic, 13th June 2019. Will artificial intelligence destroy jobs? Question It is estimated that between 400 to 800 million jobs will no longer be in existence due to artificial intelligence by 2030.
Next picture.
Next picture, BFT, 23rd May 2022, when the robots take over.
When the robots
takes over. When the robots take over.
And also ABBA. Next picture,
Economy Times, April 22nd to 28th, 2024. Deployment of AI likely to impact 40% global workforce. IMF predicts.
IMF say 40% of global workforce. Ebeko nti sebeko dia afi yanhwe book bi ha 8 professions, the rise of the robots, 8 professions that will be taken over by artificial intelligence technology.
So title of the book is Rise of the Robots, 8 professions that will be taken over by AI technology. Thursday, April 19th, 2018 by David Williams. The picture of a set young family, human air continue kind of chefs. Burger flipping robots are just the beginning. In the future, it may be possible to run entire restaurants with nothing more than a single computer and a staff of autonomous machines. Imagine walking into a restaurant where you input your order into a touch screen a remote waiter brings it over for you to eat, and you leave without even taking out your wallet because your bill has already been charged to your account, that restaurant could become a reality sooner than you think. Customer service agents. Answering machines are a primitive example of the kind of AI technology that will eventually take away customer service agent jobs. With chat robots, service lines can be much more efficient and can be used to reach more people than is currently possible. After all, the number of agents available serves as the hard limit on the number of calls that can be placed or taken at any given time. Robots will change this in a big way, and it is going to happen eventually. Drivers. Self-driving cars were thought of as impossible just a few years ago, yet now they are fast becoming standard across many developed nations in the world. The technology behind them is not perfect yet, but neither are actually humans when it comes to driving. Public transportation systems will be affected by this change the most. Financial analyst. Financial analyst. Being a financial analyst requires going through numbers and records, trying to find patterns and possible trades, and making sense of it all on a daily basis. This sounds exactly like the type of job perfectly suited to a computer, which can run computations indefinitely as long as the power is running. It would require no food, no water, and no salary. Unlike human counterparts, they could become industry standard within the next decade. Journalist. Journalist. Words on the screen can be rearranged to fit pretty much any agenda or narrative, and the technology that can be used to do this automatically is already available. It is only a matter of time until full-on publications are filled with nothing more than a bunch of computers running specific algorithms for either news, features, or even reviews. Lawyers. I say much of a lawyer's work involves going through documents and tons of data and finding things that may be relevant to the case at hand. All of this grant work can be done quickly and accurately with computers, and in fact, it is already happening. Sooner or later, human lawyers will be replaced entirely with algorithmic robot alternatives. Manual laborers. Manual laborers, just like the chef robots and the restaurant service robots. Physically dexterous machines have been invented to handle certain types of manual labor. They are not as efficient as they need to be yet, but they have already begun to show their potential for use as bricklayers and in performing certain construction jobs. Medics. As skillful as they are, doctors are simply no match to machines when it comes to accuracy, precision, and ability to hold raw information. The medical field could be hit hard by automation in the next decade, and future hospital visits may be with robot doctor appointments.
Have you ever heard the percentages of human one a free and sat na could be
in September 2013, two Oxford researchers, Carl Benedict Frey and Michael A. Osborne, published The Future of Employment, in which they surveyed the livelihood of different professions being taken over by computer algorithms within the next 20 years. And they estimated that 47% of US jobs are at high risk. For example, there is a 99% probability that by 2033, human telemarketers and insurance underwriters will lose their jobs to algorithms. There is a 98% probability that the same will happen to sports referees. Hey,
football referees,
cashiers, 97%. Chefs, there is a 98% probability that the same will happen to sports referees. Cashiers, 97%. Chefs, almost 96%. Waiters, 94%. Paralegals, 94%. Tour guides, 91%. Bakers, 89%. Bus drivers, 89%. Construction laborers, 88%. Veterinary assistants, 86%. Security guards, 84%. Sailors, 83%. Bartenders, 77%. Activists,
archivists.
Archivists.
Museum records almost
76%. Eddie, what do you have? Carpenters. 72%. Lifeguards. 67%. Most of what kids currently learn at school will probably be irrelevant by the time they are 40. Like I say, school, your money school, you do omukono, omukosia maths, okoye science, okoye geography, okoye then you say, ebe kakra ni nyina no, ehu hia bi because obeko school na ba betena fie. We en of say, ede amaya kenkan.
Even if you know, keep quiet and still listen. That is why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. The more you know, the more you grow. Therefore, learn, keep quiet, and know more so you grow more.